In this video, we'll be taking a look at one college football game happening on November 24, 2022, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for this game, so 2 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on this one NFL game after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Mississippi State versus Ole Miss. The Mississippi State Bulldogs are coming off a massive 49-point victory their last time out, and will take on the number 20 Ole Miss Rebels in the latest edition of the Egg Bowl. And with 2 explosive offenses coming together, this one is bound to be yet another epic encounter in one of the oldest and most exciting rivalries in all of college football. Ole Miss lead the rivalry series 64-45-6, and with 2 promising quarterbacks in Will Rogers and Jack Sandart leading the way, this one should be a high-scoring clash of 2 very talented teams in what promises to be a very unpredictable clash. And when it's all said and done, this should be yet another epic installment to a great rivalry. The Mississippi State Bulldogs are 7-4 this season after they defeated East Tennessee State by a score of 56-7 in their last game. Mississippi State outgained East Tennessee State Buccaneers by a total of 418-154 and forced 3 turnovers in the game. The Mississippi State offense is averaging 33 points per game with 321.2 passing yards per game and 77.2 rushing yards per game. Will Rogers has thrown for 3,474 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions for the Bulldogs this season. Jaquavius Marks has rushed for 456 yards and 8 scores, while Rory Thomas has caught 42 passes for 599 yards and 6 touchdowns for Mississippi State. The Mississippi State defense is giving up 24 points per game and 351.7 yards per game. The Ole Miss Rebels are 8-3 this season after they lost to Arkansas by a score of 42-27 in their last game. Ole Miss gained 703 total yards, but turned the ball over 3 times in the loss. The Ole Miss offense is averaging 35 points per game with 227.2 passing yards per game and 278.3 rushing yards per game. Jack Sandart has thrown for 2,363 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions, while also rushing for 552 yards for the Rebels this season. Quinshon Judkins has rushed for 1,385 yards and 16 scores, while Jonathan Mingo has caught 41 passes for 768 yards and 5 touchdowns for Ole Miss. The Ole Miss defense is allowing 24 points per game and 383.8 yards per game. Mississippi State is 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 Thursday games and 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 road games. The over is 5-2-1 in Mississippi State's last 8 games. Ole Miss is 1-3-1 against the spread in their last 5 games and 2-6 against the spread in their last 8 home games. The over is 5-1 in Ole Miss' last 6 games. The road team is 6-1 against the spread in these 2 teams' last 7 head-to-head meetings. The final full week of college football is upon us, which means the in-state rivalry game between Mississippi State and Ole Miss, known as the Egg Bowl, is here. This is one of the more competitive rivalries in the country, as 3 of the last 5 matchups between these 2 programs have been decided by 7 points or fewer. Currently, the Rebels and the Bulldogs sit 3rd and 4th, respectively, in the Southeastern Conference West, so this should be another fantastic matchup on Thanksgiving night. We know what to expect from these offenses. Mississippi State runs a pass-heavy attack under the tutelage of Mike Leach with a rush play percentage that ranks at the bottom of FBS. Meanwhile, Ole Miss deploys a run-heavy offense that ranks 8th in rush play percentage. These offenses should have success moving the ball up and down the field, considering Mississippi State has struggled to defend the run and Ole Miss has struggled to defend the pass. Furthermore, both defenses rank outside the top 40 in opposing drive efficiency and outside the top 80 in busted drive rate per Football Outsiders. Where this game will likely be won is in the red zone, and that is where Mississippi State has a clear advantage. The Bulldogs have scored on 34 of their 37 red zone trips, with 30 of those scores being touchdowns. Their red zone conversion percentage ranks in the top 10 nationally, while the Rebels rank in the bottom 10 in opposing red zone conversion percentage. Ole Miss has given up 37 scores on 40 opposing red zone trips, including 28 touchdowns. Offensively, the Rebels have not been much better in the red zone. While they do have more red zone trips, they score on just 80% of them. The Bulldogs should be able to offer some resistance, as they have yielded just 23 touchdowns on 39 opposing red zone possessions. With 3 losses in its last 4 games, Ole Miss seems to be breaking down as it approaches the finish line of the regular season. Ole Miss may have a better record and the edge in this rivalry overall, but in recent times, the road team has enjoyed tremendous success, with a 6-1 against the spread mark in the past 7 games overall, while the underdog is 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games overall, all which play into the hands of the Mississippi State Bulldogs. While this isn't all we should go on to take the Bulldogs in this game, they've played much better offensively lately, and if they can turn up with more than 25 points, they've often come out a winner this season. So unless the Rebels can slow them down completely, this is a team that's ready to make a big statement at the end of their season. I believe that Mississippi State will offer more resistance defensively in this particular matchup and break its 2-game losing streak to its in-game rival. So the Mississippi State to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. While both of these teams have put up big numbers against lesser competition, when playing talented teams, the defense takes over. So now in a big rivalry game, the fans should expect no different, as this one should become a grind, with big plays few and far between. These aren't great defenses, but the weather is a big factor in the total. I don't see Mississippi going crazy on the ground, but they'll get a ton of attempts, thus shortening the game. The weather will limit the passing game for both teams. The under is 16-5 in the last 21 matchups of the Egg Bowl, including an 8-2 mark in the past 8 games at Ole Miss, and for each individual team, the under is 5-0 for the Bulldogs in their last 5 games on the road, while the Rebels have a 4-0 mark for the under in their past 4 games at home against teams with a winning record, meaning that whichever offense can step up when it matters most will take this one. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.